Hey everybody, welcome to Ramble, Rants, and Drives. I'm Fooligan, and I'm gonna have words with Misty about stealing my sodas.
Whoa. What did I do this time? I didn't steal no soda.
You stole my Inca Cola, and I love those things.
You bought 2 packs and you left it in my fridge.
I bought 1 pack, and I was gonna take it home, and you were like, hey, why don't you just leave it here? I thought that meant, hey, I'll just keep it here for you till next week.
There is no such thing as free storage.
He literally drank every one of them, and then lied to me and said, oh, I don't...
No, I didn't drink all of them. I drank the ones you what them when you brought the pack over last time.
You drunk?
Yes.
Hold on, no, because you lied to me. I was like, oh, hey, how many are left? And you're like, oh, none of them are. And then when we're about to start this video, he opens the last one. And I was like, where did that come from? And he was like, oh, there was one left. Who does that?
Oh, I'm just saying that I had a sarcastic tone. You should have seen that coming. My tone of voice was sarcastic. You should have seen that.
Wait, we're actually supposed to pay attention to you when you talk now?
We give you newspaper to poop on, and we give you food. That's all you're supposed to give a penguin to live, from what Google says.
Why are we going to Google for pet advice?
No, because remember, he has always have to Google someone he doesn't understand something.
That's right.
Like, come?
Okay, I was very young when that happened. We don't bring this up, because I was tormented for this for years.
Oh, I'm telling the story. I'm telling the story. So, Fooligan had just gotten his cell phone, was texting our friend to come hang outside, and he was trying to say, what the hell? He was trying to say, come outside, as in, like, C-O-M-E, come outside. So he asks, Misty here, how do you spell come? And Misty being Misty goes, C-U-M. Needless to say, Fooligan had to Google what the different spellings meant.
And I will say, one is white and one is black. That's what the different ones mean. That's what the different spellings are. You guys didn't know that? It's just white cum and then black cum.
If you have black cum, go see a doctor.
No, that's why it's spelled differently. Because it's black cum.
I don't want to know this.
Yeah, we're done with this topic.
I don't know.
Okay. Anyways, next topic.
So, Misty, you have a mail order coming in.
Yeah. About that. No. My new Russian mail order bride. Her name is Lydia, and Lydia is a M9130 Mosin Nugant. Or Mosin Nugant, however you want to pronounce it. Please pronounce Nugant. But yeah, it was really cheap online.
Rifle. He needs to put rifle in there.
Russian.
Rifle.
Lydia rifle.
Lydia rifle.
I think I'm going to seriously do is get some sort of like staining paint or something like that and literally type the word like Lydia on the side of it just for shits.
Yeah, you should.
I should do that.
You should.
Awesome.
So your Russian gun. Your Russian gun is your mail order bride that you're naming Lydia.
Yes, I am going to do that. I like to name things. Like my phone's is Felicia because every time I leave Google Maps, I go, bye, Felicia.
You know what I don't understand? I barely get approved for a credit card, yet a penguin can buy a gun. Bless America, people. Bless America, who lets you buy Russian things. Who's our enemy?
No.
Yes? Are they
We're
not?
technically at peace, technically.
I've never felt more threatened by someone I'm at peace with. Is this a normal thing?
Maybe you just see too much propaganda.
I don't know. Those Russian women, they scare people. Just by
because
their
they're
looks.
aggressive. That's just their lifestyle.
No, it's just because they're ugly. Except for the models. They're not ugly. Hit me up if you're a Russian model.
That's what I got. I did a Russian mail order bride, and she is sexy.
She
just
is
saying.
slender.
I'm just saying.
Actually, me and a coworker were just chilling out at lunch, and we were talking about Russian girls. And since we're both kind of outdoorsy guys, we were like, that'd be kind of good to have a Russian girl because they're already used to outdoorsy kind of stuff.
No, they're used to freezing to death and saying it's normal.
That's why we could do outdoorsy stuff.
That's why Cupcake needs to get himself a Russian girl.
Yes, I can
no,
see
he needs
Cupcake
to
with
get
a Russian
himself
girl.
a girl from Iceland because he loves Iceland so much.
This is true.
But there's only 6 people in Iceland, so there's very few to choose from.
Point proven. And then they're gonna be about being an author because they write books all the time because that's all they do with their lives.
Mhm.
So he's gonna have a chick that likes to read and write, and he can't read or write. So besides the
As
point,
he hits the book with a
You
wrench.
know what? Like I just thought of the other day. All of New Zealand was pretty much rented out for any movie involving like middle-aged stuff, like Lord of the Rings, Narnia, and it made me think. I was like, how poor does your country have to be for a movie studio to rent out your whole country? Does anyone else think of that? Because I'm like, they rented out their whole country.
Well, yeah, but also if you think about it, that New Zealand's like the #1 country in the world.
How?
That was a new like poll studies thing and stuff like that. I know every poll will have their own studies and their own categories for
Yeah.
what makes a good country and all that. And it was like that's when like America was like at 7 or something like that. But it was the New Zealand because the way like everything works there, how clean, how how nice the people are and everything. It was just one of the polls. In New
Yeah, I'm
Zealand.
thinking like economy, crime rates, birth rates, that kind of stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm sure the crime rate isn't as bad as other countries because they're smaller.
Oh, that's true. That could be a possibility because when you have less people, you do have less of
Crime.
crime.
You're not as cramped, so you actually.
I
have
mean,
a little
I
more
will
spread.
say-
Well, actually, I'm kind of curious. What are their gun laws there?
They probably don't allow you to have Russian things, if that's what you're wondering. Because they're like, fuck Russia.
Well, that doesn't. Okay, we're gonna get on a gun topic here. Gun laws don't really matter for crime rates because a criminal's gonna get a gun if he wants it, no matter what. Gun laws only affect law-abiding citizens. That's it. So that's what my 2 cents on guns.
Yeah,
And children.
like China.
Like China.
Like China.
Like China. That's all I want to put on my 2 cents. I'm just kind of curious because like, is it harder? Is it easier? I just don't kind of just.
I have a feeling. I don't know this. I haven't looked it up, but I have a feeling to be easier. I just feel like smaller countries are a little easier to get guns.
More lenient to it.
More lenient because then think of it. We're a big country already. America's a pretty big country, and yet our police forces are so stretched thin already. So imagine being a small country with an even smaller police force.
So like wearing.
So police to civilian ratio.
Pretty much, yeah. It's
If
gonna
you-
be completely out of whack like it is here. But they could be like, in a sense, a vigilante justice or protection at least would be good to go.
Anybody listening from New Zealand? I know we haven't had any like yet from New Zealanders. Let us know what your gun laws are there, or if you have any, or what's up.
Speaking of China, I bought a statue the other day, and it was like $100 statue. Now, it was supposed to it was priced at $125. I didn't buy it for that much, but they're like, that's how much it's worth. Well, I buy it, I open it up, and I was crushed to see that it was broken inside. Well, I mean, like I glued it back together and everything, but I looked at the bottom of the box. Well, actually, my dad glued it back together because I was afraid to. But so anyways, I looked at the bottom of the box, and it said "Made in China," and I was like, I know they said it's worth $125, but just seeing that it's made in China makes me feel like it's not worth $125.
Paying attention.
No.
You have another Inca Cola. Where are they coming from? What is going on?
It's messed with.
I'm not gonna lie. I think what I'm actually do is put in the thumbnail. I'm gonna have like whatever our main discussion is, and then I'm gonna do is have like a little picture of Inca Cola there, just like a question mark over it. Like where the fuck is the Inca Cola?
Yes.
Where are they coming from?
You can take a couple drinks, but
I don't want it because it's not mine.
I was being
Technically,
nice.
it is yours because you
What? You said that was the last one. Where did this one come from?
Because I had 2 left.
Why are you lying to me? I saved you from Antarctica.
I told you earlier that it was a sarcastic tone when you were talking to me about it.
You're a penguin. I can't tell from your facial expressions you have a beak. It's not like you quit. It's not like you ducked.
No, see, you guys see the angle I approach you with.
I was just observant, and I noticed that there was 2.
What?
I was just observant when he opened up the fridge, and I noticed that there was 2
And
cans.
you took it without telling me?
Yes.
I thought we were in this together.
I'm sharing.
That's not what I meant.
But sharing is caring. Don't you want that?
No, I want to just care about myself and drink a whole soda.
It's not like you just go to the store and buy some.
I'm going to sell you on eBay again.
Wait, again? Is there something you should tell me?
He was really annoying when we were trying to potty train him.
Oh, the potty training time. I was wondering where he went for those 3 weeks.
Dude, you'd be surprised how many houses he bounced around from. He was like a foster kid that no one wanted. I got him returned to me in a shoebox, and it said, "Do not put on eBay again."
So
Sincerely, eBay.
So eBay banned Misty?
I want to say they banned all penguins, but they just banned Misty.
Hey, I don't have to feel as bad. At least I'm living compared to that dolphin that apparently died. I don't know if it was true or fake or whatever, but apparently there was a picture of like the group of people of the attraction was holding this baby dolphin, and since it was out of the water for so long, it died.
Ooh.
They just held it.
They took pictures with it and everything, and then
So they're doing like a Lion King Omni kind of thing, and it killed a baby dolphin.
yeah, but it wasn't the monkey; it was Mufasa doing the killing.
Dang.
Drop
But I don't know if it was
ball.
real or fake. I didn't look on the backstory on that, but that was a photo that was popping around. But
Hashtag save the baby dolphins.
no, hashtag save the baby penguins.
Hashtag kill the baby penguins.
What you got against my species, bruh?
You.
What did I do?
Everything.
Like what? Like tickling my pickle for a nickel?
There was no nickel. Remember, your hair just did it for you.
And you don't have a pickle. It goes up inside you.
You don't know that.
We Google things.
You Googled penguin sex?
I didn't Google penguin sex. I just said penguin anatomy.
No, as in AKA penguin penis.
You stole my soda. That's what I have against you.
He did not deny the penguin penis.
Well, that's not how you put it on Google. If you do that, the government's going to look at you and be like, why is he Googling penguin penises?
I mean, it could have done like penguin reproductive
Re-
organs.
Dang it, Misty.
Those things.
I can't even say it right. I'm laughing too hard.
So
My
just-
brain just
just-
stopped.
Just imagine it's a hot dog thrown down the hallway.
A what?
Hot dog thrown down the hallway.
We need to watch that movie again.
I don't. Oh, wait, never mind. I know what that is. Oh. Oh, gosh. Okay, so our topics for today.
All right, topic
Right, our topic.
is how to get a job.
Right.
That
That's what it is.
you already forgetting to.
Are
You're still angry about the Inca Cola?
I-
You should do is go work for an Inca Cola factory. That's what you should do.
They're in Spanish countries, and I refuse to be poor.
Isn't that where your kids are from?
That's why I left them there, so I wouldn't be poor.
Oh.
You're just a bad father.
I adopted you.
How'd you do that if you left 3 kids and what was
And
it?
technically, how you adopted me when you paid for me on eBay. Isn't
That's how
that
you
it?
adopt penguins. You don't actually adopt them.
It's like adopting a puppy, except not at a pound.
Exactly. Or a hooker.
Don't bring her into this.
Okay.
Don't bring in Lydia.
By the way, your gun, it's fantastic. I've already used it twice. $1 a bullet. If it was a hooker. Just saying. Anyways, how to get a job. No one knows in this group anyways.
No, we do.
I have a job.
Aren't you looking for one right now?
I am, because I have a job and I am tired of it because it's in fast food. And I think you can only work in fast food for so long before you're like, okay, I'm done with fast food forever. Argue with me if you want about that.
Not my end, because I worked in a fast food restaurant for about 4.5 years.
Yours wasn't fast food though.
It still classifies fast food.
Technically.
But mine is way faster.
Burger chain. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
His was a burger chain that cooks the burger in front of you and then gives it to you. I work at a chicken chain. That sounds funny.
So your new strip club name?
Chicken chain.
Yes. Hashtag chicken chain all the way.
That's like a shirt design.
But yeah, so anyways, I'm looking for a new job, and Tiny Tim said he would help me out, and Misty was like, hey, I'll help you out too. And I was like, dang it, but okay. Because
we got you some pointers.
you guys did, and it actually might have successfully gotten me a job once I get an interview.
At some point.
And no, at some point in the future.
I mean, like, all right, let's tell some of the people, like, anybody that's 15, 16, 17 is out to maybe looking for a job and stuff like that. What
I'm not any of those ages, by the way.
Okay, Jonathan.
I could not believe we got that one girl the other night to believe that. Okay, anyways.
Yeah, so with that, tips and what to do for a job, for an interview, or looking for jobs. There's a lot of ways of looking for jobs. It's not like you have to see if they're now hiring. It's most of the time you just happen to go into a store, depends on what you're looking for, or a company, and say, hey, are you guys hiring and whatnot? Hiring, see like that. You can check online. They usually have options there. Usually something if you want to be bigger full-time jobs, they usually have wanted listings and stuff like that.
Usually.
Or like the field that I'm in, it's usually known by connection. It's the easier way of getting in and getting around town on my end. Yeah. How about you guys? Any tips?
Okay. I went from, like a 60-hour, 6 days a week job to what I am now, and it was because I knew somebody who let me know that there was an opening, which was awesome. I basically, when I went in there, I used what I was raised on, which was respectful terms, yes sir, no sir, answer truthfully, that kind of stuff. Dressed up, suit, tie, all that kind of good stuff, and that's basically what I did.
Mm-hmm.
And I got the job, so it worked for me.
Yeah, one thing with I want to point out is dressing. I've always been told dress for the job that you're applying for, and obviously, like if you're gonna become a doctor or become a lawyer or something that's a high status, you definitely want to do like I said, a suit tie, maybe a jacket, blazer, or something like there to add to it, and that seems to be fitting. But if you're like saying doing like construction or doing something that's blue collar type job, used to say, or you can say, and doing that would be like dressing like maybe like dark jeans or a nice set of jeans and a nice button up shirt. You don't have to do a tie, and just present yourself worthy and stuff like that, because dressing yourself is only a portion of what the job's going to apply for. It's the interview, it's your resume, it's application or whatever you throw at it, and that's also going to back you up. And then the actual full-on interview and questions that they're going to usually ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again,
I just applied for a bunch of jobs, and then at the final one, I was just like, please hire me, and they did.
Is that literally how it happened?
No, it wasn't. I was with my parents driving home one day, and we saw the fast food place that I work at now. They were just like making the building and everything, and we stopped by, and it said, "Oh, don't go in the trailer. Go into the building if you want an application." I was like, "Okay." So I walked into the building, and I was like, "Can I have an application?" And I met this lady. And she was just setting up chairs and stuff, so I figured she was just like another worker or something. And she's like, sure. So she just handed me an application. I was like, cool. I'm gonna go home and fill it out. Maybe I'll bring it back like today or tomorrow. And she's like, just fill it out here. And I was like, man, this lady's forceful. But I was like, okay. But so, anyways, I filled it out.
She scares me, so I'm gonna do what she says.
Yeah, pretty much that's how it happened. But so, anyways, I filled it out. I was like, here you go. And she's like, actually, I'm the owner of the place, so I'll just give you an interview right now. And I was like, oh. So glad I'm wearing a suit right now, because I just wear suits like all the time. I love wearing fancy clothes. Like I wear slacks and like a dress shirt and a tie just as like my regular thing unless I'm hanging out with the guys, then I'll wear like jeans and stuff. But if I'm relaxing at home, I'm wearing a suit. I'm wearing like a slacks and a tie. That's my relaxation.
Yeah.
I was about to say what some people's sweatpants or comfy jeans are is his formal wear.
Reverse on that.
Pretty much.
I like to say one thing. A cool trick that I learned and how I got my first job. Uh, when you see if you're trying to look for a part-time job, this works out a little bit easier. Is to look for something that's going to be like opening soon and keep an eye on it if you're doing retail, fast food, or whatever type of work you want to get into, because with those two places they're going to be looking for people to hire, and what they generally do is they overstaff the store about a good 2 months to 2 months, varies on that, and then they see the good hard working people will stay, and the people that aren't worthy of working there usually end getting cut.
Which is
You
pretty
are
hard when it's fast food.
Well, it depends
like-
because every fast food chain will have different numbers on different number of employees. Like your chain that you work for has about 30 to 40 people, right? Approximately.
No, they have way more than that.
Oh, well, they have more. So you have more. The fast food chain I worked at was 12.
Yeah.
And if you're a busier store, it would be most 20. If it's gonna be more. So
We have like 15 people for the front counter just for the morning, and then we have like 15 to 20 just for night for the front counter. The
Yeah.
rest is the kitchen, and they have like 20 people morning and 20 people for night.
okay.
So they're pretty busy, I guess.
I mean, if you're a popular chain, that's quick and easy to get food, and yeah, you're definitely gonna be busy most of the time.
Yeah.
Now I really want to go eat there for some reason.
But we just fed you.
I'm still hungry though.
No one cares. You know why? Because you drank my Inca Cola.
I offered to share.
Okay, we're not gonna discuss this anymore.
Sharing is caring.
I will kill you all.
You can try.
You gonna seriously kill this cute, innocent,
In a heartbeat.
fluffy
In a heartbeat.
penguin?
I will literally rip your heart while it's beating out.
Okay, Scorpion.
Finish him.
By the way, wait, are we still on the
Just
job topic?
Let's just go with it.
talk.
Okay. I saw that recently because I love Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is a very old game. That the fan community is remaking the game, but making it for like nowadays resolutions and like HD and like redoing everything in the game to make it like newer, but it's still the same game.
Doing a
Reboot.
remastered.
Yeah.
Yeah, remastered reboot thingy.
But the one thing that you'll find on the forums for like all these fans that are like redoing it and like they're all working together to make the game. By the way, they have pictures of what the game looks like. It looks fantastic. It looks like professionally done. But the one thing that they keep getting asked is this legal? And the best answer they can come up with is, we think so.
That sounds reassuring.
Yeah,
And
right.
so when I was reading this, I was like, either this is gonna be a great game, again, like just a great looking game because it already has a great story, or they're gonna get sued at the wazoo by Disney for this. One of the two is gonna happen.
One of the two.
Yeah, really. That's too great to hear that. Like, no, because another game I know is not getting remastered, it's getting an alteration. I don't know if you guys in the nerdy world, with Legend of Zelda and the Ocarina of Time, they're remaking it into a 2D platform. So it's like a Game Boy variant of the game.
Mhm.
Well, they've only had like the first like two boss, like the first like chapter in a sense of the game that's actually it's playable. I don't know how far they're going, but they're literally doing everything that, like, it's a whole volunteer type of community that's working on this, accepting donations, and what they're trying to do is they're trying to find people like to write their music and stuff like that, and they're trying not to use the original music. They're trying to use like an alteration, so it's not like, in a sense, copywriting it.
Yeah.
But they're trying to make this full game, which I wanted to be completed so I could play it through there. But the Ocarina of Time 2D variation version It looks sick. It looks really fun to play, and a lot easier to play too because of the way that you travel and stuff. It's a lot shorter than what you have to do in the actual N64 edition.
Okay, that sounds cool.
Yeah, but that sounds pretty cool. I've never actually played Zelda at all. Like I've never played one game, so I don't know what any of it is about. Like
You should play Wind Waker because I have it for the Wii U. You should just try that out one day and just play it because it's cartoony. It's like the cartoony version of all the Zelda games, but you're on a boat
ah,
and you get to sail to the ocean. It's open world.
I'm on a boat.
Yeah. And it's really fun to play. That one's it can be long, but it depends on what you want to do. But if you're just playing straight through the actual levels and stuff like that, yeah, then that's definitely easy to. You definitely have fun, and it'd be a good standing guide because then you can judge on that. Because then you can go back and play Ocarina, play some older ones, or go to the newer ones. Because I'm also getting the game after the Wind Waker is the Twilight Princess. I'm actually getting the new one, the remastered one for the Wii U. I'm getting that next month.
well, okay.
I don't know when that's supposed to get shipped out, but I'm gonna be getting that too, and that's also one of like the top tier games. It's like Zelda, like Ocarina and Twilight Princess. They're like the top two popular games that everybody loved from the
Well,
series.
what is the lore behind Zelda? Like, what is it?
What is the
The
story?
like not just for one game, but like the overall like
Arc.
Okay,
lore, the lore that goes behind Zelda. Because
Okay.
I know it's a lot. Like you have a giant, like, thick book about it and everything.
Oh yeah, the Holy Grail of the Bible, Ocarina of Time. Sorry, Legend of Zelda Bible. Everybody knows that book. You can actually read through it a little bit so you can get more understanding here later on. But pretty much the most common story is that you have like the Hyrule world that you are in, and it's kind of like the classic like Mario and and the Nintendo series with that Super Mario Brothers, and you're trying to save the princess. It kind of in the same boat as you're trying to save the princess and also trying to defeat the evil that's taking over the world.
Right.
Which is interesting because Twilight Princess was interesting to us because you thought they had a new villain, but it ended up being just a sub villain that you had to face during the game, and then you eventually meet like the big boss at the end. Um, and I believe if I recall it was Ganondorf again in Twilight Princess.
Ganondorf?
Yeah, Ganondorf
Yeah.
or Old Mandorf, other names for him.
Well, okay.
So it's kind of like that, and you have the classic like the iconic Master Sword that can seal the evil within and stuff like that, and stuff like that.
Well,
That's like the cliff notes of it.
Isn't like Twilight Princess the one where Link got turned into a wolf too?
Yeah, it was also had like the alternative realm, and he has Minda that helps him, and she's become pretty much your Navi from Twilight Princess of corresponding to Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
And other stuff like that.
well, something that like I heard about, which I wasn't sure, was they're like, oh, like all these games, because I thought they were all just like one story right after the other, having to do with Link or Zelda or whatever. They're like, no, they're actually like different like time periods and like this whole world that they created. Like it's just different people. Like all of them are named Link, and all of them pretty much look the same, but they're all different people. And I was like, I don't really get it, but okay.
Yeah, because in most of the games you have like, oh, so this is old story, old what's the word I'm looking for?
Legend, lore.
Legend, yeah. So this old legend of this magical hero of time who comes and saves the land of Hyrule and stuff like that, and then it being some guy named Link or some character that happens to be Link. Usually Link is associated with that. Most of the games you can change the name. So if you guys know play Ocarina of Time, and it's funny to put like smart ass or some weird profanity name for that, and so when the characters say your name, it's hysterical. So yeah, with that, that's kind of like the whole basis of that. Each game is a different part in the time series. Like Wind Waker is actually the end of everything, even though it took place before like Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword, Hyrule Warriors, and some of the new games that are coming out now. But that's supposed to be like the end of it. It's actually in that book that kind of explains the timeline because it's pretty much where the world gets flooded, and that's why you have that whole boat scenario.
Well, what's the one where it was supposed that Link was going through the 5 stages of grief because he actually died?
That one was Majora's Mask. It was actually right after Ocarina of Time because it still used the same like graphics engine or the engine that they use from Ocarina into it. but that was pretty much relating to if Link died, and he died as a kid, he was into like the purgatory type deal, and he goes through all these the 5 stages of
I say grief, but
grief, yeah, something like that.
or
or death or whatever.
Yeah.
well, it's
Well,
5 stages of grief because then
See,
you
but that doesn't
acceptance
really
is the
make
last
sense
one.
if like Link isn't a main like if Link isn't Link, like there's a bunch of different Links throughout
Yeah.
time. It doesn't really make sense that it's like, oh, this one character is sad because he died. It's like, but
Well,
there's a bunch of them.
that's what a lot of the conspiracy for that version of the game, because all it is it's actually just a side game. It's not really a like a main part of the actual games, because it was kind of like the bonus quest or the bonus like the extra chapters of Ocarina of Time, and you could play that because it's a sort of short game. You still have the bosses and stuff like that, and some of the references from the Ocarina, but that was just one of those games that I like. It wasn't like the next like line of the games and stuff like that.
Okay.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Never. I did play it, but I never got through it all. Because I didn't actually like the layout of like you had 3 days to save, because you had the moon falling into the earth, and you have to do all that and save it. It's a weird like time lapse thing. So yeah.
Because
Okay.
I heard that like in Twilight Princess, I think it is one of the like a Dark Knight or something that you face. It actually is like one of the links from the past that you're fighting.
Yeah, that was
And
another thing. That was another thing. It was like a lot of the Dark Links or bosses are like that. Is that you're pretty much fighting your negative version of yourself, and they can mimic all your moves and stuff like that. And that was another thing, like you said, there was it's like I don't say Skeletor, but it was pretty much one of those skeleton guys with the armor, and it was pretty much the Dark Link version in Twilight Princess versus the other ones that you just use a Dark Link or Shadow Link or whatever. From there, and that's what it was. And then so he comes back and he gets revenge, and you fight him, and you have to fight him to the death, in a sense.
Okay. Well, that's pretty interesting. Maybe one podcast we can just discuss all about Hyrule and Zelda and all that, because I honestly know nothing about it, but it sounds very interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a nice franchise, and that's the nice thing is like you can relate it to big something that could get really in depth is like Star Wars or Pokemon or whatever other style of a big franchise that goes on.
It's funny though, because I heard that the guy who made Zelda, he didn't really want to do the franchise anymore, right? Like he kind of wanted to get out of it or something.
I don't know much about that. I don't know about what the original Zelda guy wants to, but since it's owned by Nintendo, they can still continue on with the franchise and make games. So, but with that.
All right, guys. Well, this has been another Ramble, Rants, and Drives. Thank you for listening. Everyone, please yell at Misty for stealing my sodas, because penguins are not supposed to drink sodas. They will die from it. Bad penguin. All right, see you guys later.
Peace.
See ya.
Hey there, ladies and gents. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this podcast, please view our other ones on our channel.
Do the whole thing with the mouse and the clicking and the subscribe button if you haven't yet.
Also, tell us in the comments below what you want us to talk about here on Ramble, Rants, and Drives. Thumbs up and keep the channel alive.